Ladies and gentlemen, how the hell is it going? It is nearly Thanksgiving for you guys across the pond, and I want to extend an early... I'm very jealous of you lot, okay? You're gonna be living it up. You guys are gonna have the best food. There's gonna be so much of it, and I'm gonna be sitting here thinking about it. My mouth will be absolutely soaking. I'll probably be sitting there eating ham and cheese grilled. Nothing wrong with that, but when I can think about you lot with your mashed taters, your gravy, your turkeys, everything! So the least you can do is like and subscribe. American things I can no longer live without. The good thing about this video is I don't know what these things are, so it won't make me feel bad because I've never had them in the first place. Now that this man can't live without them, I've never had them, so it's kind of like it's cohesive. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's do it.
Last month, I did a video called 6 American Things That I Can No Longer Live Without.
Tell me what they are, Lawrence. At the end of that video,
I made the mistake of saying this. And if this video does well, my producers say, then we'll do a part 2. If it tanks, then we'll just push that.
Well, what part are we on now?
Unfortunately, my producers won because that video has been watched 500,000 times.
Go, Lawrence.
Clearly a popular video with my subscribers, and if you are not yet subscribed, do that now. One problem with having really rubbish British hair is that it blows around on a wind.
Baseball caps? Are they American? Well, you know what? I said at the start of the video, I don't have any of these things. It turns out I do. And I actually agree. My hair's alright, even still. Bro, I wear a cap everywhere.
Windy day like today. And so, as somebody who used to not like hats because I had good hair,
Brother
I never
has
thought in a
Bobby
million
Charlton
years
hair.
I would end up being a fan of this first entry. And that is the baseball cap. Anybody who's been watching my videos now for a while will know that I often wear these in videos, not just because I have rubbish hair, but sometimes because I'm a very busy man and I don't always have time to shower. Now, some have said that this, as well as previously my beard, are...
Yo, Lawrence, you know what? I see that, man. That is the worst excuse I've ever heard, brother. That is the worst excuse I think I've ever heard. I'm too busy to wash. Lawrence, don't. No, we're not believing it, Lawrence.
Indicators that I had slowly morphed into a Midwestern man. And it's true. I definitely feel that with all of my heart. And the simple baseball cap, while certainly not the height of cool, keeps the sun out of your eyes. And what better way to showcase that to you than standing with the sun behind me? So just... yeah, it does. It works. I can see the trees and not much else. I'm going to turn back around now. Now, don't be under the misconception that we don't have baseball caps in the UK. I think they are usually worn by very specific people who want to look trendy, which is ironic. But here, you'll see all manner of people wearing them. I was speaking to my patrons the other day about how it's not uncommon to see even senior citizens wearing them.
Oh my God, this is gonna be me. Old British man reacts to America.
Tennis shoes and jeans, and that's a look that is almost unimaginable among seniors in the UK.
What is wrong with me?
Seniors that would be the equivalent of my granddad.
Gotta hold my fucking
chin. In the earlier part of the 20th century, and I think it's just because, you know, back in the 1930s, people were wearing jeans here, and baseball was a big thing. So I imagine these took off and were really
bro, I'm
cool.
soaked.
So now I'm embracing my inner American grandpa. So now that I've got that off my chest, I'm gonna go back inside.
Okay.
But it's not
insurance
just
cards.
the things that I keep on my head, it's also the things I keep in my wallet. And you might be thinking, ooh, are we going to see Lawrence's debit card so that we can pair this with his mother's maiden name and steal all of his cash? And the answer is no. And you might also be thinking, maybe he's going to whip out his social security card. But between you and me, that is a card that I can live without, because I did for about 4 years.
Wait a minute, why can't you live without it?
And possibly my identity. No, the wallet item in question is this. It's a health insurance card. And you might be thinking, Lawrence, do you not have these in Britain? And the answer to that is not really. See, firstly, a UK national insurance card is kind of similar to an American social security card.
That's about it.
In that you are issued one and you're supposed to keep that one for life. Just like an SSN, a national insurance number is used to track an individual's social security contributions and taxes, and is not itself evidence of a private health insurance plan because, well, everyone in the UK is covered under the National Health Service. Whereas because my insurance here in the United States expires on a yearly basis, so too do these cards. So I have to update them every year, and my wife will tell you that I end up having about 4 of them in my wallet.
You have to update them every year?
Because I am lazy and forget to throw them out. I mean, that's the same with hotel keys. But the point is, they're on this list because I can't live without them. And that's almost literally...
Brother, you're not supposed to keep hotel keys. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to give them back when you check out. No? Wait a minute, have I been living my life all wrong? Aren't you supposed to give the key back when you're done staying there? Lawrence? Have you been stealing the keys?
Having about 4 of them in my wallet with different expiration dates on because I am lazy and forget to throw them out. I mean, that's the same with hotel keys. But the point is, they're on this list because I can't live without them, and that's almost literally true. You know, if I get hospitalized in a freakish vending machine related incident, then they're going to ask for it.
Very
if I don't
specific.
have it, then they'll probably just look up my details. And then my hope is that the insurance covers most of the cost of a freakish vending machine related incident. It depends on the injury. In America, companies with 50 or more employees must provide health insurance or face substantial fines. On the other hand, self-employed humans like me usually have to get our healthcare through the health insurance marketplace. Healthcare is one of many expenditures that businesses, big and small, need to track.
Bro,
which is why you should
why did
check
that
out
really,
today's
that really
sponsor,
freaked me out, man?
Odoo.
I don't know
Odoo
what was
is an
that.
all-in-one solution for businesses like mine, which is
Are you about... Lawrence, you better not be doing... Are you hitting me with an ad here?
just as well because when
No.
left to my own devices, I am woefully disorganized. After just faffing about for the past 10 years,
Is this an ad? This is
I'm
a
a
fucking ad,
relationship
isn't it?
manager. So, click the link in the description
Well played.
to get started.
Can't even be annoyed at that, man. Can't even be
when I
annoyed.
put
Well played,
together
bro.
these lists of American things that I can no longer live without. Some of them are not literal. That's just a phrase that you use in order to generate clicks. And then some of them might actually save my life. And one of those is an area of my house that I'm sitting in right now known as the basement.
Guns.
And you might be thinking, Lawrence, again, surely you have basements in the UK. And yes, there are some houses
Very
that
little.
are built with basements, but you're not going to find it in most houses. I didn't growing up, and there might be some Americans from the
I've
southern
never
United
been in a
States saying
house
things
in
like,
Northern Ireland
"Lawrence,
that had
we
a
don't have
basement in it."
basements out here either. What are you
Ever.
talking about? Well, I live out here in the Midwest, and most houses and or apartments that I've ever lived in do have a basement or two. No building has 2 basements. I don't know why I said that. Just one. And the reason that my basement could one day potentially be a lifesaver is not just because we're going to have nuclear war, but also I'm learning more and more that the United
Fucking better
States
not
is a
be.
breeding ground for tornadoes. And in the last 2 years,
Yeah.
I must have experienced about 10 tornado warnings. Now, most of the time, nothing happens. You get your pets together, you head down to the basement, you hunker down there for about half an hour, and then it's done. And you go back up and you wonder why I even bothered.
And then your house
But
is
as somebody who
gone.
has seen the film Twister, I know that these can be real events that destroy homes. And if that were to occur,
Not
I've
that
got
that's
nowhere
funny
else to
at
go
all.
that would stop my face from being
You know what I
blown
mean.
clean off. Now, you have to find a part of the basement that doesn't have windows. The same would be true in a nuclear catastrophe. Just the other day,
I always kind of wondered how basements have windows because it's underground. How does the basement that's under the ground have windows? What's the windows looking at? The soil on the other side? Or what are we looking at, man?
I watched a
How does that
made-for-TV
work?
movie from the 80s called The Day After, and they put mud in front of the windows. And the family in this film also left their dog upstairs to die. like a lot.
Why did you have to fucking say that, Lawrence? I don't care if it's a fake story. It's probably happened in real life. But why had to bring that up, man?
Things that I love about America. I think
Sick.
this one goes back to my childhood when I would experience American diners through the medium of film and television. Because in Hollywood, it always feels like American diners are these really warm, ambience-filled eateries where people can conspire to take over the world or save it from people who want to take over the world. And so that gives them this weird sense of adventure. So even if it's like a Saturday morning and we've got nothing better to do, but we just want to go get breakfast, I go there with a big jolly smile on my face. I am smiling. This is how British people smile. Because it perpetually feels like I'm in a movie. Now, you might think, Lawrence, that's really immature. Grow up. Well, the truth is,
I
as
actually
I've said
agree.
on this channel many a time, the things we usually see in American movies
Are actually real.
heightened stereotypes of what American life actually is like. And so what you see in the movies isn't a fair depiction of what American life is like. So I like to make an exception for diners. I pretend I'm Dr. Richard Kimball in The Fugitive, and we have to get away from Tommy Lee Jones. And as it turns out, Chicago is not the place to do that. And speaking of food going down, there is one element of a US kitchen that I cannot believe I went without for so long.
This is one of the first things I ever reacted to in terms of like American stuff. And someone put a banana down the thing in the waste disposal bin. Someone put a fucking banana down the thing. Excuse my language.
is something that I spoke about a few years ago called a waste disposal
Not even
unit
peeled.
that are usually housed within inside a sink. They're amazing. All of that gunk and
Faux banana.
that remains on your dinner plate as you place it into the sink doesn't have to clog up your sink in American kitchens, because you just flick a switch and suddenly it chops up.
Yo, you know my stupid ass would do, bro? I would turn that on and I just know what's going on. It's obviously loads of blades whirring up to chop up this food into the little bits. I immediately want to put my fingers in there. It's like saying do not touch wet paint. You know what I mean? I'm that type of guy.
All of that waste, and it just goes away. Now, I say that I can no longer live without one of these. Every single apartment that I've ever lived in has had one. But this house, which did come equipped with an extravagant and honestly very needless sensor-operated faucet, does not have a waste disposal unit. And this, for me, has been the source of deep, deep despair. Because very often while I'm doing dishes, the sink gets clogged up. And do you think a YouTube sensation like me wants to spend his time unblocking a sink?
No.
I am relatable. Anyway, once again, all of this has made me very angry, so I need once more to go outside. And that's because we are deep into the throes of my favourite season.
You can't live without autumn.
Or as it's known here, autumn, but also fall. And I have to say, I don't know that anywhere on earth does fall quite like the United States. Don't get me wrong, I love autumn in Britain with its bonfires and burned effigies, but it's always so drizzly. So it means that when these beautiful orange leaves fall from the trees, they quickly become a slushy mess in the road. And here, it feels like in Chicago there's a lot less precipitation, even though that's maybe not true. If we do get rain, it's usually one huge downpour, but then you have a lot of days in a row where there's no rain. And those leaves come down. They're nice, they're beautiful, and they stay dry and they're good to look at until you take your dog for a walk and he all over them. And again, it's not that Britain doesn't have these lovely
Or you
leaves.
stand
it's just
in
that
them and there's shit underneath them.
Britain doesn't have as many trees as the Eastern United States. I don't know what he's doing. And so when you're driving through Appalachia, you're just surrounded by this big landscape all the time that feels like a Bob Ross painting. And as somebody who's had the good fortune to experience
like an old Bobby Ross,
in Appalachia, as well as southern Indiana and here in Chicago, I don't think autumn will ever be the same anywhere else. And that includes England, who nonetheless do have summers and winters that aren't entirely unfit for humans. Anyway, let me know how your autumn is going, and until part 3.
Hey, what's the temperature for you guys right now? Is it winter? Would you class now as winter, or is it autumn, or is it fall? Well, I don't. Can someone tell me the difference? What's the temperature right for you? Because currently here it's so fucking cold at night, man. It's cold during the day, but like at night, I looked at my temperature, my thermometer, and it said 0, but feels like -6. My jaw hit the floor. Horrible. So what is it for you guys? We've had no snow, which kind of sucks. You know, when you get cold weather, you're like, oh, I might get some snow, which is obviously nice to look at. Very cold though. We just got cold weather. It's fucking freezing, man. What about you though? Let me know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. Over on Twitch, ladies and gentlemen, I am currently doing a fundraiser for a little charity in Northern Ireland called Cash for Kids. Basically, this company do it every single year. They raise money for kids all over the country, and they basically help buy toys and other things for them for Christmas. Kids who are unfortunate enough to not have, that sort of support, or parents that can afford to dish out money on toys for them. It's sad, but it's a reality we live in. So these guys help kind of do that. So from every stream, I stream, I'm actually streaming every day because my subathon is still going. But usually I stream Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. But I will be streaming probably right now over on Twitch. There's a link in the pinned comment down below. Currently we've raised 1,000. Hold on, I can actually bring up the actual. Hold on, you'll probably be able to see it. We've raised £1,617 so far, which is incredible, and I'm super happy with how well it's done. So if you guys want to come over, and if you got a spare tenner sitting around, it'll go a long way. But either way, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Peace.